Welcome to another day of Chernobylite. Day 10, again! You know, it's going to be kind of hard to top the previous day 10 where we got, our minds blown by the idea that we can actually go back and change history. Change some of our choices to see how they affect the present. That is huge. I'm kind of on the fence about doing it, but you know what? I'm going to shut up for a minute. I will catch you in a few minutes.
Rhino 3, this is Bluebird. Do you read? Over.
This is Rhino 3, reading you loud and clear, Bluebird. Over.
Rhino 3, change of plans. Jack Frost is heading for the Kapachi Kindergarten. ETA 3 hours. Provide support for a helo. Over.
Wilco, Bluebird, we're moving out. ETA 2 hours. Over and out.
Jack Frost? That's an old nickname me and Boris gave Professor Semenov when we were still students. Could it be? He brought me here to Pripyat years ago. Helped me get Tatiana a position too. And now he works for NAR? He must have his reasons, and he's always been a brilliant scientist. He's still my best shot at finding Tatiana. I need to see him.
Your old mentor, huh? Try and find him if you think it's important. Just be extra careful.
I'm always careful, Olivier.
You'll most likely have an escort. Try to sneak past. Don't go Rambo on them. All right, Igor, what's next?
Georgy Semenov, a good old Jack Frost. You must wonder what happened to him all those years ago. Why would he work with the NAR, my love? Surely he must have a good explanation. He was always kind to us.
Alright, we are back in business, and hopefully Semenov can, give us some kind of an answer as to what is going on. If not, I suppose we could always choke someone or stab them, the classics. So I think it goes without saying, while we're out wandering around, I'm going to gather as much crap as humanly possible. I'm like the kleptomaniac of the exclusion zone. Alright, if it's not nailed down, I'm taking it. Whether I need it or not. You know what? If I don't need it, I'm definitely taking it, because I might need it later. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully Semenov's got some kind of an answer for us. But I really want to touch back on the whole idea of being able to change your previous choices and alter the timeline of the game. I love the idea, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to do it. I want to see whatever bad choices I may have made. I want to see how that plays out. I mean, I can think of one choice that I would love to change, but at the same time, well, how bad of a choice is it? There's only one way to find out. We just gotta, roll the dice and see how they land. I mean, knowing this game, it's bound to be entertaining. It should be a spectacular fail if it goes wrong. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on the whole changing history. I may end up doing it, but I'm trying to stay away from altering it too much. But we'll see how long I can go before I have to, pull that trick out of the bag. I do have a random question for those of you who are watching. The crazy black stalker that shows up and harasses me time and time again. Anybody got any guesses as to who the black stalker is that just loves to annoy the crap out of me and make me hide for minutes on end? Ugh, the guy annoys the crap out of me. Anyways, any thoughts on the black stalker? I would love to hear what you think is going on with that. But you know what? I think I'm pretty much at the end of my time hanging out with you in this video. But I will see you in the next one. Later.
Wonder what the quartermaster made for dinner tonight. Hope it's not more fish. I hate fish. sweep and I'm done. Great.
get it. We dispatched an entire squad to fly in here and escort this old fart just so he can dig through some papers?
This old fart is more valuable to them than an entire battalion of grunts like you.
Guess I'm in the wrong line of work, huh? Not at all, Sasha. I think you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
I'm surprised to see you here. You are.
It's Igor. You remember me, Professor Semenov, don't you? It's been a long time. I thought you would have retired by now. But I guess there's no rest for a man of science like you and me.
Igor, it's so good to see you. But what are you doing here? It's not safe.
What are you doing here, Professor? Are you really working for NAR? Do you know what they're doing in the zone? How they treat the summer shells?
Please, Igor, slow down. My concern is science, as it always has been. The politics and administrative piffle, I leave to others.
And what are you doing here, exactly?
You don't need to worry about me. I haven't turned into Dr. Mengele. I study the local, fauna. They're very peculiar, very dangerous. You must have run into them at some point. There are reports dating back from before the Chernobyl catastrophe. It's very important that we gather every bit of available information.
Let the man catch his breath. Otherwise he may become suspicious. He was probably forced to work for NAR. That's my guess.
So this is Semenov. Very smooth, very slick. I wouldn't trust him if I were you.
The shadows, yes. They seem to have some connection to Chernobylite.
So you know about Chernobylite? Did you get a chance to study it? Perhaps we could compare notes. And what about yourself, Igor? Why are you here? This is a restricted area, as you must know.
I haven't seen Tatiana in 30 years. I seem to have some blank spots in my memory. I can't remember what happened the night of the disaster. I need to find her. I need to find out what happened to us.
Reactor number 4. That was a real disaster. Some of our colleagues paid the ultimate price for this misguided experiment. That's what happens when politicians are placed in charge of scientists. And Tatiana, such a sweet girl, and your friend Boris, you three were inseparable. I called you my 3 muskets, remember? Look, my security detail will be back soon to collect me. I don't want them to hurt you or start asking questions.
How can I get in touch?
I will find you. Now, go.
Do you have a moment?
What's on your mind, Olga?
I was thinking about an old woman I used to know, Alina. She lived in our village. She had so many stories to share. About the revolution of 1917, collectivization, the Great Famine, Nazi tanks rolling through the marshes, her husband dying in the Great Patriotic War, persecution by the NKVD, the Chernobyl disaster.
Fascinating. She must have been at least 100 years old.
She was very old indeed. Nothing could shake her. She never stopped wandering the woods and marshes of Pripyat gathering herbs and mushrooms. Until the lurkers killed her. Such a pointless death.
I'm sorry. She must have been a very brave woman.
I asked her once, what kept her going through all those dark years? Do you know what she said? I wanted to live. It was as simple as that. Life is precious, and you only get to go around once. So I want to make mine count. Do you understand? I'm not dying because of a stupid mistake.
Hopefully we can avoid that, and you'll lead a long and productive life once we're finished here.
Well, as my stepdad Matvey would say, nobody wants to exit the stage, but everyone does, eventually.
I'd like to rethink your gear loadout.
Sure, Igor. Just don't make a mess of my inventory.
This world is doomed, Mousy.
Dial it down a notch. You'll bring the NAR down on us. Or worse.
I can see us all in the devilish clouds, touched by the cold hand from hell. A green swarm is spreading like wildfire, ending everything we know. The Red King is triumphant, but even he falls prey to the horror he has unleashed.
So, nothing new?
You make fun, Mousy. Well, you do so at your own peril. Tell me, what do you do with something that is broken? Do you fix it? Or do you raze it to the ground?
You're talking about Chernobylite?
I'm talking about the world!
Not sure I follow.
Why do you think the Rat King chose this world for his wrath? It's not because we're so very noble and good, but because we're evil, sinful, and broken. Fundamentally broken. Our actions have invited him in. Since the dawn of time, we've done unspeakable things to our own kind. And to the world we inhabit. Who knows? Perhaps this is our punishment. Perhaps we deserve.
Yes? Deserve what?
Deserve to live our final days in the age of the rat. Either to atone for our faults, or finally be annihilated.
I'm not a philosopher or a mystic, but I believe there's still a chance for us to improve.
That remains to be seen, Mousy. But we are living in the last days. Mark me.
Let me take a look at your gear.
Of course, Mousy.
Hey, Igor. How are you?
I'm all right. What about you? Have you started to regret joining our little suicide squad yet?
No way. I live for this kind of thing. And since Anton's death, it's personal for me now.
Hopefully you won't change your mind. Shadows, NAR, Chernobylite. It's all a bit overwhelming.
Years ago, I met a young pirate. Just a kid, really. I was part of a team retaking a hijacked cruise ship off the Somali coast. The kid's colleagues chained him to a machine gun so he couldn't escape, and told him to shoot anyone trying to board the ship. He was so scared when he saw us. He froze in place. The chain was too thick for us to cut, and we didn't know what to do with him. There was no way in hell we could turn our backs on a PKM. I could have knocked him unconscious, but a blow to the head with a rifle butt could just as easily kill him. So I did the only thing I could. I unloaded his weapon and broke the boy's fingers. On both hands, to be safe. When it was over, we brought him back to Canada. Trudeau found him a nice foster family. I understand you feel responsible for this mission, Igor, but I also have a stake in this. Trust me, I will do whatever it takes to see this through. Whatever it takes.
Do you think you could find some time to teach me some of your military tricks?
I don't...
Maybe some other time.
You're the boss.
G'day, mate.
Hi, Mikhail. I wanted to ask you something. How long have you been in the zone?
Oh, years. Can't remember exactly. Some of those years were pretty wild, if you catch my drift. But it feels like forever.
Have you always been a stalker?
Not always. Before I embraced this lifestyle, I did some other things. Bug shit, crazy, dangerous things.
You've got my attention.
You gotta do what you gotta do to survive, am I right? I used to pick blueberries and sell them. It was really fucking hazardous stuff.
How is picking blueberries dangerous?
You don't know your own shitty ass from your elbow, Professor Fancy Pants, but allow Uncle Mikhail to bring you up to speed. Blueberries are freaking irradiated as shit. Mushrooms, too. I was dealing with this guy who worked as a border guard, right? He used to search any 18-wheelers or lorries coming through, anytime they flashed red on the radiation monitors. First time I met him, he was shitting bricks. He thought somebody was smuggling a dirty bomb into the European Union. But it wasn't a radiological device. It was fucking blueberries from Pripyat.
Oh, my.
This load exceeded the norm 4 to 6 times over. I kid you not, sir. It's not gonna kill you outright, but it certainly isn't healthy, even with all those antioxidants.
Fascinating. Did they put a stop to it?
Of course not. The exporters just started diluting the more glowing blueberries with the less glowing ones, so the cargo wouldn't trigger the alarm. And so, glow-in-the-dark blueberries traveled to Poland, and from there to the rest of the European Union.
What irony. In the end, everyone gets a taste of the Chernobyl disaster. Mikhail, you've been around. You could teach me something about surviving.
Half gathering and...
Actually...
What's the matter, ma'am?
Hey there, Tarek.
But of course, I can...
Fantastic. I'm ready to learn.
Okay, Mousy. I upgraded your PDA. The scanner now uses much less energy and charges faster.
It's useful when you need to find something to eat. Let's go hunting. We may as well stock up while we practice. Use the upgraded PDA to track down and shoot some small game. Good kill. Remember to take the meat. We're not doing this for fun. That's enough, Mousy. Come back here. We should thank the great rat catcher for blessing us with this meal. All right, Mousy. It seems you've got the hang of it. Well done.